me hearties, Calvin Egg, ready to pump out my best captain options for round 11. Now, let's start Friday night footy. You cannot look past Callum Mills for your VC. As we know, he loves playing at the SCG. 156 last time he was there, and he had 112 last week. Last year against Richmond, he had 111. Think about what Essendon did to Richmond last week. Parrish of all people, 146. Zach Merritt, 105. Mills, the best VC option, the best captain option going around. Number 2, I also like Josh Dunkley, and this is a game I'm targeting heavily. Of course, we are talking about the West Coast Eagles. Think about last week. We've got Josh Kelly, 124, Cornelio, 120, Peatling, who's that, 119. The week before that, Petraka, 139, Viney, 118, Oliver had that 91. We'll come back to that. Before that, McCluggage, 140. The list goes on here, and it suits a guy like Dunkley and Bailey Smith who can fill every stat line. Now, the week where Oliver, a couple of weeks ago, he had his 91, he did it with 29 touches. He only had 2 marks in that. Guys like Dunkley and guys like Bailey Smith will fill up the stat lines in this game like McCluggage, like Petraka did as well. So, expect Dunkley to be awesome. Coming off, he's smacking it this year. He's basically got 4 scores over 130. He is a great captain option. He will be my... let's have a look. He'll be my captain, I reckon. We'll use someone else. Anyway, also in the same game, I've got Bailey Smith in at number 4. Same thing. Fits the mould to be a 130 kind of player in this. He's already been at Optus last year for a 127. He's got 3 scores over 130 this year. Coming off scores of 118, 116. Another awesome captain or vice-captain option. Rewinding a bit there, I've skipped Petraka, who came in at number 3. Thing I like about him, number 1 man on form, averaging 124 in his last 3. And 4 scores over 110 in his last 4 games this year. Last year in this matchup against Freo, he only had 90. Now, Oliver's there as well as an option, as you can see on the table above. But the thing is, Freo are pretty tough. They've been pretty tough this year. So, in the last 4 weeks, midfielders, only 4 guys have hit a ton against them, with 1 guy going over 120, and that was Tuke Miller. The thing is, Demons midfield, completely different kettle of fish to these other teams at the moment. They should be fine. If it was at Optus, yep, I could see a little concern. It's at the G. Both of them will be fine. Then we'll have a look at number 6. You've still got to have McRae on the list there, just based on the fact that it is McRae. Ball winners last week. Kelly, Cogs, both got 120. I would prefer him to do more than just handball and kick. I would like, instead of 2 tackles, 2 marks a game, to get that up to what Dunkley's doing with 6 and 6. Number 7 on the list, Josh Kelly. Could be a little bit higher than this. Another good vice-captain option. Number 5 on form at the moment, coming off scores of 124 and 132. He's smashing it. At the moment this year, Brisbane are actually the number 4 easiest going around. What's going on here? Click. So, he should be great as well. Let's have a look at number 8 on the list, Brad Crouch. Yeah, chuck Brad in there for a bit of a go. He's been awesome. Coming off scores of 107, 125 and 115. He had 118 against North last year, and we all know what Melbourne did to North last week. Oliver 151, Petraka 115, and so on. Of course, we got number 9 there, Tuke Miller. Just a little flag. I don't think he gets tagged by Liam Shields, but they did that to Neil last week. It worked. They won. Neil was held to 30 in the second half and had minimal impact. So he could be great in there. And I'll throw in Treloar as a little number 10. Could also be Bond, to be honest. But the boys in this one are going to have a field day. So who have I missed? I've missed Lachie Neale against the Giants at home. I get it. Great vice-captain. Definitely not a fallback option, though, with the fact that he was tagged last week to 30 in the second half, and we all know that GWS do have taggers that they like to use. Where is Brayshaw? Once again, disrespect for the poor fella, but he's at the MCG against Melbourne's midfield, who in the last 5 weeks have really toughened it up, made it a lot harder for opposition to score against. He found that last year when he had 105. Lots of good options going around here. You can't really go wrong, to be honest. However, I probably will, and I'll apologise now. But for myself, at this point, I don't have Mills. I will most likely go Petraka into Josh Dunkley. But I've got to be very careful, limit the brews on the Saturday night, because that game basically goes back to back. Good luck, legends.